Have you ever felt lost, depressed, with no clear direction? Let me tell you a story. My name is Alex Demerel, and growing up, I was the kind of kid that couldn't focus in school. I was the kid that was in the naughty corner. I was extremely hyperactive. I was bullied. So, at 15 years old, I decided to join a gym. Like most people, I was clueless, but I did get some results, and it felt good. And now that I had something of my own, I ran with it. Rain or shine, I would go to the gym. Tired, angry, upset, it didn't matter. I would always walk 5 miles to and from the gym. I would scour the internet forums, watch videos on nutrition, training, and everything fitness. And after 5 years, I'd built a pretty good physique for a 20-year-old. But something was missing. I looked healthy on the outside, but on the inside was a different story. Like I said, growing up as a kid, I was considered hyperactive. I couldn't sit down for 2 minutes without fidgeting or being distracted by something. And later in life, this hyperactivity as a kid became fully fledged ADHD. On top of that, I was struggling with brain fog. I had mood swings that you could think of as bipolar. And it was such a difficult time because I was at the start of my 20s and I really wanted to commit myself. I just didn't know how. I was getting frustrated by my health troubles, so I began to search for answers. I started with diet, so I was trying every diet there was. Keto, vegan, carnivore, extended fasting, the 1 meal a day diet, the fruit diet, you name it. Along the way, I tried my shot at bitter modelling. I got scouted on the streets of London and I thought, why not? And this is where things took a turn for the worse. With the pressure to be leaner, skinnier, compounded with my extreme diets, I developed an eating disorder. So my lifestyle of disordered eating consumed and ruled my life for the next 3 years. I would avoid social events, I was neurotic with my step count, and it was affecting my performance at my corporate job in London at the time. I can remember following a strict ketogenic diet at the end of my 12-hour shift with a flight of stairs in front of me and feeling like it was a mountain. And then I would commute 30 minutes back to my apartment, crawl into bed and repeat the next day. I did this to the point of depression. And on the outside, I looked fine. But again, on the inside, I had neglected my body and my mind. With a subpar performance at my corporate job and a gradual acceptance that I'm just probably not made out for this, I quit. And things got even uglier. See, what I'm about to tell you, not many people know about. When I quit my corporate job in London at 24 years old, I felt like a complete and utter failure. Here I was jobless, I had an eating disorder, I was living with my parents, and because of my eating disorder, I began to binge eat and quickly piled on the weight. Of course, this only made things worse. Living like a recluse, I cut myself from the outside world because of my shame. As a result, my circadian rhythm was in complete reverse. I would go to bed at 8 AM playing video games and then wake up at 3 PM just to repeat the cycle. It was a complete fucking mess. I was supposed to be in the prime years of my life and instead I was thinking about suicide. I was depressed, out of shape, anxious, jobless, still battling with an eating disorder and living like a recluse. This went on for the next 6 months. Now, I don't tell you this story for sympathy because it was self-inflicted. I was the one that gave myself an eating disorder. I was the one that got myself in that rut. But I was also the only one that could pull myself out of it. One day, I got a text. It was from a friend. They tried to contact me before when I was too depressed, but this time I answered. And he basically proposed that I move out and start this business idea with another friend. When you're met with a pivotal moment like this, you may find that your brain begins to catastrophize. You will come up with hundreds of reasons of what could possibly go wrong. So I was at a crossroad. You either keep living like this, playing video games for 8 hours a day, not going outside, destroying my brain with constant easy dopamine, and just feeling sorry for myself, or do something about it. So I broke it down in my head. It's either I stay near my hometown, I'll probably end up going through the motions, never thinking bigger than the town I was from, or I could take a risk. I could move out, start a business which I had no idea how to do, and hopefully, through some small glimmer of hope, make a better life for myself with my friends. So, enough was enough. I remember waking up on that exact day, February 14th, Sunday. It was cold, I was tired, I did not want to go to the gym because it was 5 miles away. I didn't have a car, there was no buses running at the time, so I walked. And I remember even taking a picture of that day as a way to say to myself, this is it. I'm going to pull myself out of this rut and I'm going to come back better. And slowly but surely, it was working. And then with a grand to my name, I made the jump 300 miles south to Plymouth. I was leaving the proverbial bird's nest once again, and this time I wasn't going to disappoint myself. Then COVID hit. The whole world stood still, and I saw this as an opportunity to put in the work. So let's recue that music, because we were going to rebuild our physique, we were going to come back, we were going to live a better life with my friends, and we were going to build this business. Just go for the medication. Things were finally opening up. I was in the best shape of my life. I had actually met my girlfriend at this point. The risk had paid off. And my own coaching business was really beginning to take off. But something was still missing. I still couldn't focus, I still had the brain fog, and as my business began to grow, things only got worse. I was sleeping on 6 hours or less, I was relying on caffeine and brute effort, and I had no time to even get dressed. Or at least that's how I saw it. And I remember the insurmountable stress because of the growing problems, responsibilities, and to-do lists for my business. Yes, the business was growing, but did it really have to be this way? Could hustle culture be wrong? It wasn't until about 6 months later did I discover something. That something was the catalyst for where I am today. It was a nutrition book. It explained how food was more than just macronutrients, how food could affect how you think, how you feel, how you perform. After learning this, I was hooked. From nutrition, sleep, productivity, biohacking, and just overall health, I was reading and taking courses on the stuff. And I realized my health issues, my brain fog, my poor focus, they were related to my sleep. They were related to my gut health. They were related to something in my lifestyle which I had control over. And they required a holistic approach. So through too much trial and error and sifting through the sea of conflicting advice that is health, I eventually solved my own health issues. And only now at 28 years old do I finally feel I'm cognitively firing on all cylinders. I can actually focus, my days are full of energy, and this allows me to run my business, which is helping others achieve the same. See, the issue of brain fog, low energy, poor focus, and just struggling to feel actually healthy, not just look healthy, was rife for people trying to build a business like I was. But I knew from my own experience that it didn't have to be like that. That's where I am today. I help business owners or entrepreneurs, whatever you want to call them, I help those people fix their health using a holistic approach. And I realized that if you don't have your health in check, if you do not put your health first, your business is never going to be as good as it could be. If I can pull myself out of my rut, come back, start running a successful business, anyone can. Because you only lose if you quit. This was my story. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.